What's going on, everyone? It's Ben Reeve here again from The Hoop Show, and I am back with my tips for round two. Now, who am I going to pick this week? I'm struggling, and I'm all over the shop. I change my mind every 5 minutes on this kind of stuff, but I'm doing okay in the tipping at the moment. I am number one in the AFL Content Creators Competition, so I think I've got Cardman 22 in equal first position, but I've got him on the margin at the moment. But yes, I think I'm leading all content creators at the moment. So I'm sure I'll slip down the order at some point throughout the year, but I'm going to make the most of it while I can for 1 week at least. Now, the first game of the round is Carlton versus Geelong. I'm going to pick Geelong to bounce back. I think initially I would have had Carlton to win this one, but I can't see Geelong dropping 2 games in a row. I think even with all the injuries and so forth, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the boys are going to learn a lot out of the first week and be determined, absolutely determined to right the wrong and finish round two at 1-1. I think it's absolute. Take that to the bank, everyone. I know Cat's a favourite, but I think you can almost guarantee we'll win that. We barely lose to Carlton anyway, so once in a blue moon we'll lose to them. But anyway, look, the big one, probably the coin flip game for me, is Brisbane going to bounce back against Melbourne? Melbourne look pretty good. Brisbane look average. Was it a one-off game for Brisbane? Have they got ahead of themselves a little bit? It's at the Gabba. Look, I'm going to tip. I'm going to tip Melbourne. I'm going to tip Melbourne to beat Brisbane at the Gabba. Now, you don't often do that, do you? It's pretty crazy tipping against the Lions at the Gabba, but I really rate Melbourne this season, even before first round. I think Melbourne are going to get the job done there, and I think there'll be a lot of buzz around the Ds coming into round 3. I think they're ready to go. And they've got a few players coming back too, which is exciting for their fans. The Collingwood Port Adelaide game, that's on the Saturday. I think early Saturday afternoon at the MCG. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Port played really well. Don't travel generally that well, and Collingwood's got off to a pretty good start. So you'd have to go with Collingwood. I imagine most people will pick Collingwood on that one. I'm not prepared to put my neck out and pick against the favourite on that one, so I'm going to stick with Collingwood on that game. Now you've got your Adelaide Crows versus Richmond over at Adelaide Oval. I am going to pick. I'm going to pick Richmond, and that's only because I think they've got a reasonably good history against the Crows over the last few years, and I think they'll go okay over there. They tend to play Adelaide reasonably well. I know that's probably another one that you could consider maybe as a coin flip game. And these ones kill you. They either win you a footy tipping comp or they absolutely destroy your comp, and you're cursing yourself and cursing the teams that lost. But I think that'll be another coin flip one. But I'm going to pick another away team there. Just like I picked Melbourne to beat the Lions at the Gabba, I'm going to pick Richmond to beat Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. I'm going to regret it, but that's what I'm going with, people. On to the Bulldogs and St Kilda on the Saturday evening. Well, first of the 2 Saturday evening games. I'll play safe and I'll pick the Bulldogs. I think similar to Geelong, I think they're a reasonably good team, and I think they'll bounce back and get a win. And Saints, I think it'll be a very competitive game. I don't think the Saints will get blown away at all, but I think Dogs will just do enough to get the job done against St Kilda. And in the other Saturday night game, Freo versus North Melbourne, I think you've just got to go with Freo over there, don't you, at Perth Stadium. I think you've got to pick them. I think that's the way to go. So, but yeah, don't be surprised if North get within 5 goals. I wouldn't be surprised, but I can't see Freo dropping that one against North Melbourne. It's just not going to happen. Sydney versus Hawthorn on the Sunday. Do we even need to talk about it? It's probably more about how much. Look, I know they played in the grand final once or twice, but they're very different ends of where they're at in their development at the moment. So Swanee should start the year 2-0, and they'll be pretty feeling good about themselves after losing that grand final. And Hawks will be firmly ensconced at the bottom of the ladder in the 18th position after this game. The other game on the 2 or 3 games on Sunday, the other one, Essendon versus Gold Coast. I fully expect Essendon to do the job at home at the Marvel Stadium, I think it is. Yes, Gold Coast, if it was up there, I might sort of pick Gold Coast, thinking that they will probably get some early wins in the season. I don't really rate them still, but because it's in Melbourne, I'm going to pick Essendon for that one, and again, probably finish round 2 on top of the ladder still, number 1 still. So I'll have another week to gloat before the inevitable tumble down the ladder probably happens, which everyone, I'm sure, hopes happens. Now, the last game of the round is West Coast versus Giants. Goodness me, how do you pick this one? West Coast, just based on their record in the last 27 rounds of footy, they cannot win a game. We've won 2 out of 27. You have to pick the Giants. I don't care where. It could be played on the moon. Giants could turn up with 10 players. I think they'll still win. Look, then again, Sunday night is the graveyard slot. It kills your footy tipping every Sunday night. And never, AFL, next time you do the fixture, don't put Freo on a Sunday night because they kill me every time. It's always these bloody Perth teams. The WA teams on a Sunday afternoon, it's a late Sunday afternoon when I might get 9 tips this week. How often does it just not come off? It's going to happen again. Screw you, AFL. Don't do it to me again. I want to start the year off dominating the footy tipping. I really want to. I'm not that I'm expecting to win. If I win money, I'm donating it back to whoever comes second, whatever, who cares. Yeah, anyway, that's my tips. You probably don't agree, but that's okay. Come at me if I've got it all wrong, but if I get it all right, I'm going to tell you all about it. You can be sure I'm going to tell you all about it. Anyway, I'm out. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Take care and go Cats.